How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Kicking Back with Billy. Today we have Jay Brewer on the show, episode 2. Very excited to have you today. Thank you so much for being here.
I'm excited too.
So, when you were a kid, did you imagine owning this? Did you imagine owning a reptile zoo?
Not my earlier ages, no. But after I got a little bit older and got through some of the trials of life slightly, I started getting the idea that I loved animals, I loved reptiles, and I, thought pretty big, but not quite this big.
So how did this all come to be? How did your mindset come to be when you just said, I'm going to be the next reptile guy? How did it all come to be?
Well, it was a gradual, to be honest, things were really tough for me. I was basically orphaned at 14. My dad drank himself to death. My mother had passed away when I was 4 years old, and I was adopted in the first place. And so it wasn't very much fun, you could just say. And we were really, really poor. And so that's how I kind of got into reptiles, because I would go out. Funny enough, as a video is playing right there of me hunting snakes, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I did when I was a little kid. I would go out and hunt snakes and lizards and frogs. I'd go out. I didn't even go to school. I was really bad in school. I didn't do very well. I kind of had every check mark of not succeeding, including the lovely part of everybody telling me I would never make it. For me, that was okay. Some people are like, oh, I can't take all the negativity. For me, negativity was like fuel. It was like, what makes you so cool? You think you're so smart? You're human. You can do it. I can do it. And so a lot of the negativity motivated me. It took me a while, that is, because I did feel like, I didn't get a fair shake. You know what I mean? Poor, nowhere to live at 14 years old, moving into somebody's house, paying rent, covering my own stuff. I dropped out of school at 16, basically was straight D's. Whatever I did have was a D, except I excelled in anything with my hands. I was like off the charts good.
Wow.
And so I pursued a fishing career. And the fishing career, I got married, decided that I didn't want to have my kids around all the people that drank and alcohol and drugs. And I decided to buy a little pet store. And that little pet store was my dream, to do reptiles and do them on a big scale. And I took off running, and I was pretty successful right away, luckily.
When you say putting it on a big scale, you already knew how big this was going to be?
I did. I literally dreamt to get to that wall. And it took me a long time. So I think that when you have a real vision in your life and it's really big, you have to set the reality that you're not going to get there quick. It's not going to be easy, or everybody else would have already done it.
How did you take away the negativity just out of your mind?
I didn't.
From other people that they were telling you this wasn't going to work out. You're not going to make it.
I told you I didn't. I used it as fuel. Just literally. Now, I don't use it as fuel. Now I do the opposite. I go, well, if I was them, they're right. I couldn't do it. I'm made to do me. And I think a lot of people spend a lot of times picking out their superstar, looking at a magazine and some person that has this car or, has this physique or, lives in this house and they don't realize that they're just trying to be a counterfeit version of themselves. Really, if they stop and think, well, what would you do if you just could do what you want to do? A lot of times we find our own vision. And if we head towards our own vision, I think it's just a matter of time and you'll get there. And when you get there, you'll be able to see a bigger, better version as you go. And I think you have to be adaptable. And even to the point, I've never had to give up, even though I've almost been out of business like 3 or 4 times, almost completely wiped out. I never gave up, but I never felt like I was supposed to give up. And somehow a miracle would happen and boom, I'd have a win that would get me out of the gutter.
Let's talk about those hard times that you went through, those downfalls. How did you get that integrity to move forward on those downfalls when you almost lost it all? How was that moment? What was your mindset, and how were those moments like?
Well, I don't know if my mindset is what it is. Obviously, my mindset's different today.
Of course.
So now when something hits me, I just go, okay, I'm scared to death. I'm not going to make it. I'm going to lose everything. And I say, who cares? I say, I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do, no matter what the outcome. And for whatever reason, we'll say the universe says, we like that attitude. We're going to figure out a way to make you make it. And I believe in that theory right there.
Wow.
And so, but when I was young, I just was so stubborn, I wouldn't give up. When somebody told me I couldn't do it, I just want to outprove they're wrong. And I worked hours like nobody's business. I mean, for me to work 20 hours a day was not a rare thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, so and even when I made no money, I didn't work according to my income. I worked according to my dream. And I think that's another thing. When you put dollar signs in places, you lose all your vision.
That's big, because you're basically selling yourself for the money instead of the dream that you're supposed to be building, correct?
Right. I mean, right now I'm thinking about a big, huge deal I'm working on, and I'm struggling because it's like the biggest financial deal I'll ever have done in my life. But I'm also selling a little bit of my dream off, but I have a new dream. And my new dream is probably can't do both dreams.
Wow.
And you know what? And that saying I can't do both dreams could be just fear, right? Because I mean, I don't know I might be able to do everything.
Yeah.
So I just figure at the end of the day, a lot of people say, don't do everything. But you know what? They shouldn't do everything. I'm just different.
Yeah. How did you delegate when Fountain Valley came to you and said, we are going to close your doors?
Oh, boy.
What was your mindset like?
My mindset was they don't understand. They're scared that somehow I'm too big of a liability for them. And I could see where they get that. You turn on the internet and everything's too much of a liability, right?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's worried about everything and nobody's doing anything about it. And so I was just like, okay, well, the first thing I need to do is have them throw their problems that they're freaked out about in front of me so I could say, check this off, boom, check that off, boom. And eventually, as we went through the battle, I call it a battle because it was my battle. It wasn't their battle. Their battle was trying to get safety and make sure everything the way they wanted it and check off all the spots, right? Mm-hmm. And so I just kept checking things off their list. And eventually, I think they gave me 180 conditions to get me the permit for calling this the Reptile Zoo. It was unbelievable how many there were. And some of the conditions seemed impossible. But I was like, nope, I'm just going to do the ones that I know are possible. And the crazy thing I believe in life is a secret is if you do what you can do and never look like so many people think, well, I can't do this, so why do any of this? Well, there goes your dream. You gave up your dream for just one thing that you don't even know it can't be done. And I can't tell you how many times in my life where there was, 50 things there was 10 things I couldn't do, 40 things I could do. And by the time I was done, the 10 things that I thought I could never do got workaround. And I made it through all the problems. And some of the problems I wasn't even worried about were the hardest problems. And the ones I was worried about were the easiest ones to get through. So I think that fear alone is false evidence appearing real is a great term. You know what I mean? Because It's not my term. It's just a fact because we run around worried about so many things that we'll never have to face. Yeah. When I finally had my own family, because I had no family till I was 33 or so, I found my real mom and my real dad. An experience, right? But before then, all I was fearful of is that I would leave my kids without a dad and poor and in a crappy situation that I was left in. And so I lived in a lot of fear during that period. And it made me work harder, but really it just made me work harder. And after I let go of the fear, I realized now I want to work hard, but now I'm not doing it for the wrong reasons. So a lot of times in life, we need to go look in a mirror and go, why are you doing this? And if it's based off of fear, we need to get rid of the fear and do it because we want to do it.
Exactly.
A lot of things in life are fun when you realize that you're actually choosing to do it and you're not feel like you have to do it. It's like having a big fancy house and going, oh my God, I'm going to lose it. Well,
or the mortgage payment.
Right. Well, do you really need the house? No. Do you really want it? Yeah. Okay. Now go back to work because you want it.
Yeah.
And now it's a whole different mindset. And so that's how I think you get rid of a lot of struggle is just taking the struggle, figure out why you're struggling, why you're doing it for in the first place. And then when you realize that the reason why you do it is good or bad, then you can make a choice. And when you make that choice, it's like being out of jail. It's no longer I have to. I really am choosing to do this.
So once you got the permit, how fast did you get success into the reptile zoo?
You mean when I finally got through all the problems?
Yeah.
Well, it took us about 8 months of wrestling back and forth to even get the approval.
Wow.
Because they had to go they just didn't want me here. I mean, to be honest, I'd been here for 30 years, 27 years.
It was always something new that they wanted.
Well, to be honest, everybody changed. So we've kind of shook hands on an agreement. They're like, well, we can let this happen under a donation way. Right. And so, because it was 2009 and the economy was done. And I had to change it from a pet store to a zoo, or it was over. And for me, that was a very humbling experience, because I always liked it where it was free. Everybody was coming. I felt like I was bringing so much with nobody, all on my own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was a prideful thing, to be honest. And then I came to the realization that it couldn't be about me if I wanted to stay open. And so I had to basically turn around and say, okay, everybody, here's the deal. You're going to have to pay to get in, or it's gone. And I just took votes, and people were like, I'll pay. So we're going to charge $10 to get in, but way back when we did it. And people, 25% of the people were pissed. They were not happy. And I just I'm sorry, just consider that we closed. One lady got so upset at me, and she goes, I hope you go out of business. I go, I promise you I'm already out of business. Every financial person told me to bankrupt, but I'm going to try this, and I'm going to let the people make their decision. You've made your decision. Every time you think about me, just be excited that I'm bankrupt, and don't come back to find out. And she was so mad at me. But after she walked out, 10 people walked up to me that were listening and said, I'm so proud of you. You didn't lose your cool, and we're behind you 100%. I think that day somebody whipped out $50 and stuck it in my little vault, my little thing that I'd created, a little, donation.
Yeah.
And they were like, you need to we want you here. And I was like, I needed to hear that. Because I'd come from nothing and had nothing, I was a little bit of I am still a little bit of a people pleaser. I like everybody to be happy. I want people to come to my zoo, not for me, for them, so they can have a great time. And the cool part is families come all the time. They bring their kids. It's really exciting. And I got exactly my dream. I came from no family, and now families come here to hang out. Their mom, their grandma, their great grandma. It's wild, the groups. And it's from all over the world. It's crazy. So I am truly living my dream.
What's your favorite thing about your whole job, and the whole perspective about your job? What's your most favorite thing that you wake up in the morning and say, I'm ready to go do that?
So it's got to be all the family showing up, watching what I didn't have, watching whole families one of my funnest things is to ask a family that's got a mom, a dad, a grandma, a grandpa, great grandma, who found it? And, 85-year-old grandma, I'm the one that found it. That's pretty fun, right?
Yeah.
I found you, either by a TV show or by the internet. I saw you on Facebook, and I got my whole family, 3 generations, 4 it's crazy.
Wow.
And sometimes it's the littlest kid that found me. And so to me, to bring people together as a group, as a family, as a unit that I didn't have for so many years, was probably my biggest reward. Is for sure one of my biggest rewards.
That's beautiful.
It's just that I think at the end of the day, we all want to be loved. We all want to be accepted. And usually our family does a pretty good job at that. A lot of times some families are rough on their kids. And I get that too, because we all want our kids to be more and better. And sometimes we put too much pressure on them, right?
Yeah.
Because now we're not letting them go find who they are. And I don't want to, so I'm writing a little kids book. And so it's about kind of being loved and accepted the way you are. And I think that really you can't ever succeed in life until you look in the mirror and you go, you know what? I'm okay with you. Because when you're okay with you, all the noise, you asked earlier about the negativity noise, it doesn't matter. because you're really you, and you have to find your own destiny, your own fulfillment. I mean, I believe in God, and I believe God gives us the ability to have everything we need within us. The funny part is even if you look at the Bible, right? Even if you believe it or don't believe it, whatever, every miracle that was ever performed never had to go somewhere to go perform the miracle. Pick up something off the ground, and right there, it was always everything they needed was right there. And I think that we just sometimes are so busy looking, oh, if I just had, don't need any of it. It's everything you need is in grasp every day of your life. And if it's out of your grasp, I don't believe you need it. And when you have a bunch of needs, you're so focused on the needs that you don't even enjoy what you have. I think that's why a lot of people that talk about being grateful being such an important part is because it is that when you're grateful for what you do have, you don't have time to look at the stuff you don't have. And if you do, your attitude is, I'm happy, but that'd be pretty cool. And I think that's the right attitude, because now you think that'd be pretty cool isn't a need, is it? It's a want.
Yeah.
And if you have a lot of wants in your life, that's great. If you have a lot of needs in your life, then you'll forget about everything right here to go get your needs. And I spent a lot of time in that mode.
What a way to really switch your mindset and see it in those perspectives.
A long time ago, I don't know how I thought about it. I've never heard anybody else really ever say it, but there's two choices in life, right?
Yeah.
When bad stuff happens, you can laugh or you can cry, and I'll give you a hint. One of them's funner than the other. I was filming my TV show, and and we were in a point where there was like nothing was working out. Right in this section about putting in and it's in one of my episodes, right? And the producer's like, you're supposed to be stressed out right now, and you're laughing. And I got really upset, to be honest. I was like, of course I'm laughing. I says, because when I have the worst times in my entire life, I laugh because I think they're so bad that it's almost a comedy, right? Like, how could this many bad things happen at one moment? And when I laugh, it frees me to the reality that who cares what happens? Do your best. That's all we ever can do. And if it's going to happen bad, let it happen bad, because something good will come from it if you don't live in that moment. If you want to pick that bad up and carry it around your back for the rest of your life, or you can take those big pieces of rock and shattered, broken dreams, and you can pile them up and get to somewhere you never could imagine. Turn them into a stairway to heaven. And that's really honestly my philosophy in a nutshell. Nothing bad in life. Now, you can set yourself up and make a lot of mistakes. And I think that 75% of bad stuff that happens in our life, we make it happen. We have poor motivation. We don't even know we're motivated by stupid stuff. We think we're got it so good. I tell you, one time I came to this reality. I'm married, of course. And my wife, I was really mad at my wife. And then I realized, I thought you loved her. And I realized, how do I expect, if I give my wife flowers and then she yells at me, if I get angry, why did I give her the flowers? I'm buying her. My wife's for sale. Is she that cheap? Do I want a wife that I could buy? Do I want a wife that I could buy a new car for and she'll love me? Do I want a wife that if she gets mad at me after I give her something, I always think, I gave it to her because I love her. That's my responsibility. Her responsibility is her responsibility. And we spend a lot of time living in other people's responsibilities, and it takes a lot away from our dreams.
That's huge.
I mean, how many times do you turn on the internet and people are just trashing some famous person?
It's all the time.
Because they don't have their own dream. If they have their own dream, they'll have a hard time having time to worry about somebody else's dream. You have your vision and you're focused on it. And if you focus on it in a positive way, I believe it'll come true.
The type of mindset you bring to this, man, it's It's amazing. And at 60 years old.
Oh, well, that's because it took me about 50 years of that to get here. But I've always been a person that if you stand next to me and you win, I'm excited with you. I never cared. Thank God I never cared who won around me. Even if they're my competitor technically, or I would be like, if they successful on their own, more power to them. I want to praise them.
That's a powerful mindset because not a lot of people, especially in your position, really think like that. It's usually, I want, gimme. But in your perspective,
I don't care. I want, give me, but I'm willing to do it by lying, stealing, cheating, manipulating, or not enjoying other people's wins.
Yeah.
Because if, you know what, whatever is out in front of you is there for you, nobody can take it. And nobody else can get that. They'll never steal anything that's yours. And I think we have a mindset that somehow, you know, like somebody comes in, takes something that seems like it was yours, you line it all up, and you're going to be set back. Just be patient. You will be able one day to look backwards. As long as you can keep your heart half clean about it, you'll be able to look back and go, wow, I can see how that would have been bad for me. I mean, I would have married the wrong girl twice in my life. I would have ended up with a shop on the wrong place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, my dreams are just somewhat visions. And I just think that when you have an idea where you're supposed to do, you lead towards it. You never give up. You don't do anything crazily stupid. Usually you make mistakes when you're taking risks. Now, I'm not saying to not take risks, but usually you try to take too much at once. I wish I would have went a little slower when I was younger. I think I'd have got a lot further by trusting, you know, the whole system of how it was going instead of trying to force. Sometimes I'd end up with something really big. I remember when I built my first place, I almost went bankrupt, almost lost everything. And it was just because my vision was so big and I had to have it.
You were very detailed at the time.
Oh, I still to this day, when I see a vision in my head, it always comes true. And I have one in my head right now that's so big it's freaking me out a little bit. and I just like feel like I'm not qualified to do it, but I'm going to do it.
You're going to do it because you are qualified.
Well, I don't have to be qualified if I'm supposed to do it, because everything I need will be at that point in that time. And if I don't believe that, then I'm in the wrong place right now. And if I'm in the wrong place right now, my whole world is falling apart in front of me. And even if it was true, why do I care? Because I believe I'm supposed to be here. Why not just enjoy the moment?
When did you start getting into religion? Did you get into religion as you were going through your downfalls, or did you get into religion as you were building your success?
Well, when my dad died, I was very angry at him for drinking and dying, and you know, I mean, it wasn't a very good time for me. I knew he was going to die. I mean, it was weird. It was like the night that he passed away, I literally walked in and he was sitting there with a beer, stone drunk. He was old because he had adopted me old. And he did everything he could possibly with what he had. And to be honest, when I look back, I realized the guy loved me more than most people could ever love anybody. It was quite an experience because, you know, here he was loving me, stuck on alcohol, drugs, you know, taking his medication for all his pain. He had messed up neck, fingers. I mean, he just horrible health. And I came in one night and I was so angry. He was sitting in a chair, recliner drunk. And I walked up to him and I slapped a beer out of his hand and shook my finger in his face, said, "I'll be absolutely shocked if you live through the night." And he just looked at me like, you know. And I left for about, 40 minutes, came back. We had roommates. We were really poor, so we had roommates to be able to live where we lived, and it was just an old junky apartment in Newport Beach. And I sat down on the couch, and he wasn't there, and he was in the bathroom. I heard a thud in the bathroom. And I thought, he's dead. And I walked up, pushed the door open a little bit, looked in, and he was on the floor. I walked out. And I just went straight out the door. And when I hit the door, the roommates go, "What's the sound?" I go, "It's just my dad dead on the floor." And I left. That was how cold and upset I was. I just had no heart left at that point. And I went down the stairs and they came running by. We didn't have a phone. They went and got a pay phone, called 911. I just kept walking. And I went to the beach and And at that point in my life, I didn't think I believed in God and didn't believe there was any, I just didn't really believe, to be honest. And I mean, who could think like, well, there's a God and he loves me, I can't even tell you all the crappy things in my life up to that point, and at this point, he was the only living person in my life that was even, and I walked down the beach, walked around yelling and cussing at God. I don't even know why I was cussing at somebody I didn't believe in. That's why later I realized I believed in God. I mean, that God was there. Because, I vented to him. I didn't vent to anybody else on the planet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't even know I didn't even really know I believed in him until I went back, 20 years later and realized, wow, you remember you were yelling and screaming. Why would you yell and scream at somebody that wouldn't listen, that you didn't believe was there? And that night, I really realized, how upset I was. And it took me decades to shake a lot of that anger out. I don't think I shook it out till I was 40. Talked about how, 60, I sound great now.
Yeah.
It took a lot of crap between here and there of just learning and mistakes and, so everybody should learn from my mistakes. They don't need to make the same mistakes. There's between a smart person and you can either go. I unfortunately was one of those people who had to make all the mistakes to learn them, right? Luckily now I'm watching other people make mistakes and I learn from them. The sooner you get to the point where you can let other people make mistakes and learn from them, the better you're going to learn and the faster you're going to learn because you don't have time for all those mistakes in life. Right. So yes, by the way, to finish that one question.
Yeah.
About a year later, I started going to church and I had almost like a lightning bolt experience. And I lived on a cloud for a year. And it was like, I don't even know how to describe my life for at least a year. I barely remember the year. It was so everything was so perfect for a year. Like everything I touched worked. And then later I felt like it was okay, time to get off, time to start learning. And then I started having real life issues and growing and learning and, but yes, I do really believe that there's a creator. Some people say, oh, there ain't a God. And I go, okay, do you believe in karma? Absolutely. I believe in karma. I go, okay, great. Whoever keeps track of karma, somebody's keeping track of that math, which I don't think it's really quite like that. If you plant good seeds, if you plant an apple tree comes up. If you plant weeds come up. Reaping and sowing or karma, it's the same exact thing. If you do enough bad things, you're going to reap what you sow. You're going to get karma back for what you did. And so that is like gravity. It works for you, it works for me, and it works for anybody, whether you believe it or not. Well, I think that's how karma is. And so you don't have to believe there's a God, I guess, but the universe is the universe. And I don't believe there's any chance it all happened by accident. And so for me, I call him God and I believe in God and I believe that he has made us with everything we need. We just have to believe it. And some people get that through manifestation. They believe in name it, they just believe they'll do it and it happens all the time. You read about it, you watch videos about it every day. A lot of them have no belief in God whatsoever.
So what's a day like in Jay's shoes?
Sometimes my days are completely planned. Sometimes they're completely not planned. I didn't know I don't really have time to do this, right? But I said, doesn't matter. I'm going to do it. I got a million things to do. But I've learned that some of the best things in life is when you set your agenda aside for a minute and do something that somebody else might want. And that, and this is great. Sometimes speaking what you believe is the strongest way to actually have it manifestate, as people would call it, right?
100%.
Manifestation. You got to dream it and you got to voice it and you got to step out a little bit.
Dream it, think it, feel it, and say it, right?
There you go. Mm-hmm. Wow. You just perfect. You got to go to church someday. The Bible actually says, as a man thinketh, so is he. Think about that. That's a definition of manifestation. Right?
It's so great.
I talked about trying to have 6 packs at 60. I promise you, if I don't speak it, I'll never have the will to even try to get them. I've never had 6 packs in my life. I'm 59 years old. Never, ever dreamt of having 6 packs. I tried so many times, it's ridiculous. Who would think at 60 I would say that? But you know what? I said it, it's going to happen.
And I believe it.
I'm going to have to do some stuff to it to get there. But this is the first thing has to truly believe it. Because without this believing it, I'll never go through the motion to do what needs to be done. I mean, nobody does anything they don't believe they can do.
No.
So, I mean, what was it? The track record of breaking the old story of, what is it? 4 Minute Mile or whatever. Nobody they thought it was unbreakable. And then as soon as one person broke it, it was broken all the time. Because now everybody thought, well, they could do it. I can do it. And that's all it takes. So if you're going to do the same thing that everybody else does and set the same limitations that everybody else does, then you'll never be the person who does something that nobody else has ever done. Because you've got to get out of that mindset. If you believe you can do it, you're going to have to put some actions to work. And some of those actions are failing. And I think nobody likes to fail. But you know what? Without failing, no muscle builder is going to ever have big muscles unless they go to fail. No race car driver is going to ever break a world record unless he goes to the point of failing. So life is about failing, and that's where all the rewards come. Get to the point where you're able to fail and laugh at it. Wow. I'm not saying to go kill yourself doing something. Be smart, but set up the safety net, but work as hard as you can towards that.
Figure out a blueprint and stick to it, correct?
Yeah, lean against your dream. Lean into it as hard as you can.
How did you get into breeding?
The breeding was just part of the thing that excited me, because now I was making dreams. Animals that don't even exist on the planet Earth. Colors that never been seen, ever. Imagine that kind of dream. So I probably made 350 never seen reticulated python morphs. Me and one of my guys that work here, Tim. Never been seen on the planet Earth. Could I have did that if I didn't dream a little? Never.
How did that mindset spark? I'm going to build a complete different species on reptiles.
Well, it's not a different species. It's just natural occurring colorations that I combined to make new colorations. So it was I didn't do anything scientifically weird. I just took natural occurring things and put them together, which is all we all do, right? We think we're big creators. This rock's made out of a ground up piece of concrete that we put back together water. That's all chemicals. We don't make nothing. All we do is reform the amazing things that we found on the planet Earth. And half the most and coolest things on planet Earth are just things that we found on a bug or an insect, or build a tank that's bulletproof because of some beetle. You know what I mean? Fly an airplane that's never flown because of a bird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We think we're so smart. If we just realize we're not as smart as we think we are, and just sit back and look at the obvious and relax a little bit, all of a sudden you can start thinking, what if I put this and that together? I can do this.
Clarity comes into play.
Right. But when you're running frantically, half scared,
you're a headless chicken.
Correct.
Going crazy.
Yep.
So what's the next thing that you have working on now?
Honestly, I want to finish writing my book. I have one book written, and I like it, but it's more of a storybook. It's more of a, what do they call it? Memoir? Yeah, it's a memoir. And I like it. It's really interesting, but I don't want it to be interesting. I want to give people ideas and how they might be able to get over something they never realized they could get over. How they could put something in the past and look towards the future. How they could shake off some of the things that weighed them back and make them realize that a lot of that stuff that's holding them back, it's them. You live between your two ears. You can wake up and think something's good or bad. It's your choice.
You make that decision.
You can wake up in the rain and go, I had plans to do something. We can wake up and go, wow, today wasn't the day for my plans. Let's go do something fun. It's raining. It's beautiful. We need the rain. Same day. Same day.
Different mindset.
Same day. The other one, you have a miserable day. And who made it miserable?
Yourself.
Because you have to have it your way. It's not, as much as it's not really about you. And when you make it all about you, you're not going to be able to think of anybody else very well. And if love and acceptance is really what you want, the first person you got to be okay with is you. Because if you can't love and accept you, you're not going to love and accept anybody around you. And if you're not loving and accepting people for who they are around you, they're probably not going to feel very loved and accepted either, are they?
100%.
Why do you think country songs are so popular? Because you can identify with a failure. It's all about failing, right?
Yeah.
And if you think you failed and you think you're the only one that failed, then you feel less or not enough. But when you fail and they fail, you feel like, I guess this is kind of normal. I'm going to be okay.
What's next, right?
Yeah. What's next? It's that simple. What's next? And does there even have to be a next? I haven't got to the point where I ever believe I'm going to retire. But one day I might just wake up and go, I'm going to retire. I might do the Forrest Gump thing when he's running. And then I'll be like, I'm done. I don't feel like that. And that's why I want 6 packs at 60. I'm not going to keep them. It's just a little bit of a goal just to remind myself I can do anything.
Well, usually by the time people turn 60, they're already thinking about retirement. You're not even thinking about it at all.
I have no thought of retirement whatsoever.
If you were to go back in time, Jay, if God was to say, Jay, I'm going to let you go back in time.
Oh, this is the easiest answer. Keep going.
Do you want to stay doing what you're doing, or would you rather go back in time to do something else? What would you like to do?
My whole philosophy, probably one of the most powerful moments of my life, is to realize that this moment right here is the moment that I'm supposed to be in. Because I spent so much of my time being unhappy, thinking, I should have made this decision. I should have been born to somebody else. I shouldn't have been adopted out. My mom and my dad shouldn't have died. I wished if I only did, if I only had. But you know what? This is the version, and it's not that I'm willing to accept it. It's just that I know from this version right here, everything in my future is still in play. So I believe, okay, GPS, right?
Yeah.
GPS. What's the cool thing? The coolest part about a GPS is you can get in your car and at any time you can go do something stupid, drive off to see a car that you want to go look at. Oh, did you see that car go by? You go chase that car around 5 blocks away, right? And waste the whole time. And when you get done looking at it, what happens?
The GPS rerouted you.
Right. So if you live life believing there's a creator of the universe, if there's karma out there to guide you, right? Whatever you believe, if you truly believe it, then am I in the wrong spot?
No.
Because the GPS is still going to take me to where my destiny is. You know how much that can take pressure off you?
That's huge.
Think about it. So we'll just say God's like GPS. And what is it? Does the GPS start yelling at you? Hey, you fool! 3 times. It doesn't, does it?
It just continues to reroute you.
You know, and if the creator of the universe made us and he gave us free will, right? Whatever, karma, Mr. Karma. We'll call him Mr. Karma for some, I don't care. I don't even care because you know what? Until you get awakened to the idea that it isn't all you and you're not the beginning and the end of this earth, you will never have anything great. And then when you start to be able to sit there and go, I'm okay from where I'm at because it's still going to go this, I'm going to still get a correction course. And if you're trying to do good things, sometimes you're going to think you have to get off course because you're not willing to step on somebody. So they say, take the high road, right? Mm-hmm. The high road is truly the high road. And it'll still end up where you need to be. And what if I was to tell you that GPS, you know, it always asks you, do you want to make a stop? What do you need to pick up? Well, guess what? The more you trust that GPS, it's going to take you in the straighter line. And the more you think you got to go get something, the longer your trip's going to take. That's why I'm 60 years old and barely figuring it out. But that's okay. I'm okay with that too. Because if I'm not okay with that, then everything I believe is no good. So that's where I'm at.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Prehistoric.
Living the dream.
Thank you for letting us be here for some.
Like I said, I have a million things on my agenda, but it's not always about my agenda. You're a nice guy. You've always been willing to step out and help me. why in the world would I want to be anything different than I believe I am supposed to be and not do the same?
I appreciate
That
it.
makes sense?
Yeah.
And it's not because you earned it. It's just the right thing to do.
Yes, sir.
And if you did it to earn it, then you need to change this.
My heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it because it's the right thing to do.
Helping others.
There's so much reward. Another thing I believe, right? Like, you can't outgive. It doesn't work in that karma system. Because if you put one good thing out, right? Then I call it a seed. What happens? It grows up, and what happens?
It starts to sprout.
And what does it have? One seed?
No, it has multiple seeds.
Oh, what a concept. So if you stop to, you'll never be able to outgive. You'll never be able, I don't care if you do something good and it just backfires in your face. That's just the enemy. That's just life trying to keep you from something great and engaging your faith.
Thank you so much. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for helping out people. So
There you go. Exactly.
thank
They
you,
wouldn't
Jay.
even have known me.
Yes, sir. That is true.
More proof than you can get, right?
Yes, sir.
So, and you got a great camera guy cranking it out.
Yeah.
I hope everybody out there can get a little bit of an idea what I'm saying. I don't know everything. I'm learning every day. And that's the other part. Prideful, arrogant people
But you're taking
only
action.
go so far.
You're taking action. You have a good mindset. You're staying on track, even though you're saying like GPS. We
I
sometimes
might get a speed bump.
rerouted.
I might go the wrong way. I might make a mistake. But even then I have to go, it's okay. Because if I can't look in the mirror and say it's okay, it's not okay. The first thing is it got to be right here.
We're always going to get to our destination one way or another.
Unless you just demand your own destination.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jayprehistoric. Thank you so much. So now I want you to do your favorite thing, which is show us some animals. I want to see some of the interesting ones that you've been able to create and get those on camera and go from there. I want to see the interesting
I'll show you one or
reptiles
two
you
kind
have.
of unique ones. I'll show you one that's really famous that everybody loves. I can show you a couple. I'll show you some fun stuff. We have a few fun things to show you.
Let's go, guys.
Okay, this is my love. She's really awesome. She's actually completely rainbow. So this snake never existed in the wild.
Wow.
Now I talk about being first ones in the world that I made. This isn't one of them. This one was made by other people. I made this snake, but I wasn't the first one to make this particular kind of snake.
So what would you call this snake?
This is called a motley golden child, but this one is unique and is blacker than most. And it's because she has a couple extra genes in her.
It kind of looks blue in a way.
It's like blue, like a rainbow. Well, you know what? Here, put it around your neck. Let's get a little exercise here.
Okay.
Come on over here. Come right over here.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
She's a little girl. Just put it around your neck.
Oh. Wow.
I wanted a little bit of a shock. So what do you think? Set that gun up. We'll get you in shape. Keep your head straight up. There you go. Now go ahead and walk this way. Let's
Okay.
take her outside. Actually, we'll walk this way.
If I can.
Oh, come on. There goes that down. Come
there
this
you
way.
go.
Come this way.
Okay.
Let's go outside and look at some. I'm going to show you in the sunlight. Some people would say she has no color, right? Some people say, oh, that's just a big, dark, colored snake it's not beautiful like a lot of snakes. It's kind of like you and me. She has no color. No, she's not pretty like you. She's pretty like she is. So here you go. Woo! Come around this side. Can you see the rainbow? Look, come right here. Whoa, you gotta let her find the rainbow. So you gotta go around it. So she has no color here, but if you get in the right spot, boom, there's the rainbow.
Oh.
Let her down on the ground.
Okay.
Oh, look at her right this direction. She's just a solid rainbow. Come here, look at this. Come here, look at this.
Oh.
Look at the rainbow on her. So she's got more color than any snake because she's literally a rainbow. Blue, orange, yellow, red. You just have to catch it just right.
You can see a little bit of green.
That's what, you know, yeah, she's green. It's got everything that's in the rainbow. It's just absolutely amazing. And to be honest, it's the wrong time of year, so she doesn't quite glow as much as she normally does, but it's still pretty obvious. Don't squeeze her neck. There you go. But she's about 10 years old, and she's absolutely beautiful, and her name is My Love.
Because, My Love.
Yep.
My Love is
right?
pretty heavy. How much does My Love weigh?
About 110 pounds, 120.
Wow, she is muscular though.
Okay, let's go back in and find something else real cool.
All right.
Okay. There we go.
There goes the sound.
I think she's beautiful. And
can you get her
everything's
face?
beautiful in its own way.
Wow.
Come on, girl. In. Let's go. Okay, so. There we go.
That was a workout.
So I'm gonna get some chicken and we're gonna do something fun.
Okay.
Be better right here. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna run him down, and then actually you guys better go a little bit further back.
Okay.
Just because sometimes he'll get his mind so caught that he'll look at those toes and think,
that's food.
fresh meat.
Right?
I'm not kidding. Okay. This is no joke. So it's funny. You know, we talk about being who we want to be, right?
Yeah.
This lizard, I put in this big old enclosure, and he was like, I can't stand this. And he wasn't even keeping his food down. He got skinny. He would hardly want to eat. He acted all weird. So now he's been back in here for a week and a half. Now he's completely back to his old self. And I'll show you what his old self is like. Come here. Over here. Look over here. I need you to look over there for a minute. Nah, I want my finger. Now, this guy here knows how to get motivated. Whoa! Come on. So now I got to get his weight back up because I was trying to put him in the wrong mold. He likes that closer. Whoa, that's my foot. Come on, over here. That's my foot. You got to keep away from my foot. Yep, nope, that's my foot again. Whoop. Here we go. Where are you going? Here we go. Come on, let's go up. And so, to say the least, he's doing pretty good. Come on. Very happy. Come on, let's just show everybody how far you can jump. Come on, let's jump. He'll jump quicker after he goes in the water. He don't like the water. Come on. Let's get in the water. There you go. Now that you're in the water, come on. Oh, hey, leave the friends alone. Come on, here we go. Okay. Okay. Now that he's gotten wet, come on. Let's show everybody how you jump. Oh, you got it. Come on, here, come on. Boom! There we go. Come on, one more time. Come on. Here you go. Come on. Oh! Come on, there you go. There, now. I'm not teasing him any more than life can tease you. All I'm doing is getting him exercising strong for a later thing that he'll need to be strong and healthy for. And that's what life's like. When the bad stuff happens, just think it's like gym day. You'll be fine. You'll get muscles. I know I don't have much. I don't go to the gym much. But I'll be 6 packs at 60, don't forget. Okay, Billy. Now your job is to get him to go back here, up here, right into here. And shake that up there. Don't let him get it.
Don't let him get it?
Don't let him get it.
All right.
Okay.
What's his name?
His name is Dino.
Pino.
Had to think about that. Okay, tap it on the bottom. Tap. Go. Come on, Dino. Let's go. Keep him coming. Okay, go ahead and bring him down on the ground. You gotta stay close to him, but don't let him have it. Turn it around. There you go. Come on. Tap down the side. He'll go right down on the floor. Tell me if you need help.
I got it.
Okay, there you go. Okay, right up there.
Come, Pino.
Come on, hit the ground a little bit. There you go. Make noise. There you go. Up. He knows what he's doing. Come on. Tap it a little bit. There you go. Go, 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 go. There you go, there you go. Almost back. Come on, back, back, back. Come on, back, back, back. Come on. It's kind of slippery.
Oh, he's got it. He's got it. I got it.
Okay, so now that he's doing really good again, you want to put that over there in the corner. He's doing so good. We're going to give him 3 pieces to get his weight back up, get him all happy and healthy now that he's back in his condo. There you go. Who would think that he doesn't want a bigger enclosure? Oh well.
He likes his condo.
You know what? We all go home and we go in our room and we shut our door and we get in our little bed and then we pull our sheets over us and then we tell everybody that the animals want to be free so they can get chased down and killed and eaten. But they don't understand that. They don't understand until you move to LA. Wow. So that right there is Ricky and that's Lucy, his girlfriend. And Ricky and Lucy love chicken, but to be honest, whoa, there he goes. There goes Ricky in the water. But so what? The fish love chicken too. So I'm going to show you if I can find the key. Here we go. This should be the key. There we go. So those catfish love it as much as the other. Matter of fact, the catfish in the other pond was looking at us like, seriously, you aren't going to feed me? You didn't notice that, did you? No. Okay. So I like to feed this guy here, vegetarian, but he's not just a vegetarian. Everybody thinks everything's a vegetarian, but remember, in the wild, things aren't like what you think. Everybody's out to eat somebody.
Oh yeah.
Come on. Even the things you'd never expect, like a tortoise, an iguana. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay. Are you Ricky or are you Lucy? Okay, see the catfish?
Yep.
Watch this. Ooh. There you go. Whoop, 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 whoop. Now that being said, I want to give my fly river turtle, which is amazing, isn't it? It looks like a sea turtle flying around in there. Oh, look, here we go. Here's another catfish looking for seconds. Oh, where'd it go?
It went around.
Here we go, here we go. Come on. No, I got a piece for you, silly. Come on, here. There you go. Whoop, got it. Oh, you missed it. Fly River got it. Okay, here you go. That's his second piece. That's enough for him. We'll let somebody decide who's going to eat that.
Maybe the prawn.
Looks like the fish is going to gobble that up. Whoop, there goes the chicken skin. Whoa, look at those guys.
Wow.
Chomping.
Well, I think we got about everybody that's important to got extra food. There we go. There you go. Oh. Come on. Oh, that's Ricky. You again? Are you serious, Ricky? Whoa. You want to film this? So look at this. That's a giant anaconda.
How long did it take for her to get that big?
She's about 8 or 10.
Wow.
Here we go. They feed this catfish a big piece.
Okay.
He loves his chicken. There you go. Just shake in the water. He'll come right over. I say he, but it could be a she.
Let me get her on the camera.
Well, he can't see too good out of water. Those whiskers. Whoa. That was gonzo. Let me see one piece.
Okay.
Let's see. This a lace monitor? He's got his eye out.
Oh, he's like, I've been seeing you guys throw out some food. Where's mine?
Australian lace monitor. We let him run around for the first time the other day, but I don't think we will today.
He's beautiful.
Oh, he's ready. Look at that. He did one run around. Now he's ready to do it again. He's never done it but one time. He's only jumped out once for food, but now I think he's ready to do it anytime. You ready to do it again, aren't you? Here, I don't want to chase you around. He doesn't run around. He comes right back. Go ahead, eat your food. Come on. There you go. So he comes from Australia. He's a Bell's phase lace monitor. So you can see shedding. That's an unshedded part. That's where he shedded. He's beautiful. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. See this? See right there? This is a shed. This is where it's not shedded. It's shedded. It's very beautiful. The black's real black. You can see the difference of the black there and say the black there. Look, watch this. You can actually see it right here, I'm pretty sure. You gonna let me peel that off? I guess it ain't gonna shed. I thought it was gonna pop because I could see that part's already off. Oh well. It's gonna have to fall off in its own. You don't want to peel it early, but it's already popped off. You see, it's beautiful.
That's a long tail.
Yep. Absolutely gorgeous animal. And come on, back in. Born in captivity.
How old is this one?
About 3. Come on, in. Come on, in. There you go.
Pretty big for 3.
Oh, they don't get giant, but they'll get pretty big.
Thank you guys so much for watching episode 2 with the amazing legend Jay Brewer, aka Jayprehistoricpets. Once
No
again,
legend, just on a journey that everybody should be on, in my mind.
like and subscribe to watch the next video, and I'll see you on the next one.
Peace out.
Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, make sure to click the like and subscribe button, and also follow me on my social media platforms to stay connected. And I'll see you on the next episode.